Virtual tennis? Damn.
And back in the day. Yo, what's going on, everybody? We are back with another week of comic book talk. And I know last week I didn't have much energy, but my guys, Cabs, Lay, and Cap were fucking holding it down. But this week we are back. We are revitalized, and I watched all of the MCU from the beginning to the fucking end, bro. From the beginning to the fucking end. And after Endgame, yep. After Endgame, I'm like, hold up. When the fuck does all this shit take place? Because I got a dragon, which is in another realm. I got somebody fucking up the timeline, and then I got a huge giant head coming out the ocean. You know, and yo, listen, man. I got it here. It starts off with Loki, then it goes to What If, then it goes to WandaVision. You know, and then you got Falcon, Shang-Chi, and then Eternals. Hawkeye is after Eternals, and if my memory serves me correctly, Spider-Man was also after Eternals because that was right before Hawkeye. So there's two instances where there's a huge fucking head and half a hand sticking out the ocean. So I want to, ask the most knowledgeable people in the world, what's going on with this shit? Like, let's clarify.
So first of all, I'm terrified of you right now because my man had a whole week off soaking in the MCU, and my man was just, you're reminding me the Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme that he's like explaining with the board in the back. That's what you're real. Like I could imagine you on some Robert Pattinson Batman with like shit all over the floor. You're just like, and then you got Cap in the back, like, yeah. So this is yo, bro. That first of all, I'm glad you got some time, brother. That's what's up. It's always good to just get a little time to disconnect, and you don't even got to go nowhere or do nothing, but just chill in the crib, chilling with the people you love. Watching some shit, playing some shit, refreshing, getting a little junk food in there. This it's incredible. I get it. But
we gotta talk about the timeline.
I just want to keep talking about bullshit now.
No, I feel you. That's what makes the tone of the show so great.
Seriously, that's so many people come watch y'all talk shit. It's incredible.
Yeah, yes, I will send that to you right after this. Thanks, Fu. Appreciate you joining the Discord.
YK Fool.
YK Fool. Yeah. YK Fool.
I like it looks like YK is probably like the name of like the crew. And he goes by Fool because look at his like icon.
Okay.
If I'm mistaken, Fool, my bad.
Yeah. Or maybe YK stands for Fool.
That's actually pretty sick.
Yeah, there you go. Now we just gave you some like a whole theme of shit.
That's free game right there.
That's it. Next one we charging you. And not like Cabs does when he's walking behind the chick.
Back it up slowly, man. I'm not here for that.
I gotta get you a fucking hoodie that says I'm not here for that.
I'm not here for that.
Yo, one last thing, and I'll jump off of that. To me, that's like walking into like Times Square and seeing the policeman standing there and walking up to them and going, "Yo, I'm not armed. I have no gun."
I don't
just
have
so
a
everybody
gun.
feels safe.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything at all.
But the thing is with the police, you gotta act the opposite with the way you do women. Like when I've noticed, like I'm in the train station, I'll look one of them dead in the eye and give them the "Hey, how you doing?" and they'll keep walking.
Yep.
To let them know, like, yo, it's all good. I'm not.
No, but like Amy said, if you just do something like "How you doing?" So we now both acknowledge that we are in the same space. That should calm things down a little bit.
Yeah, but you know who else does that? Psychopaths.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, but you are not one. We're talking specific in the specific situation.
She don't know that. That's the thing.
And it does. Yeah. And guess what?
I promise you, I will make.
If you told her. So
I promise you, I would make a left. I promise you. She going right. I made the right. I'm like, shit. She's walking. I got to make another right. Shit. I'm gonna make a left. I'm gonna let you walk, and then I'm making my right. That's just how I do it.
That's it.
I will inconvenience. I will inconvenience myself, so you know that I'm not here for that. You feel me?
Like, but see, that's something I won't do. I'll keep walking until you move. But like, even if we're walking in the same place, and then she turns around and like, I swear to God, we could walk together because I don't know where you going, but I'm supposed to be going. Like, we'll start a conversation. Like, I'll walk you home. Apparently, we live next door to each other. Like, you're on the way.
Now you just both pulling up to the building at the same time. Like, homegirl, I made like 3 lefts. How slow you walking to get home? Like, shit.
I met.
Yeah.
So the timeline.
Yeah, my man said, I think I met you on Omegle. I mean, this is supposed to be Twitch, but hey, if it's Omegle, hey, we got a new streaming software. But anyway, so the timeline. After Endgame, they snap and bring everybody back.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after Endgame, it's supposed to be Loki. Now, Loki fucks with the universe, the timeline.
No, that's not supposed to be Loki.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be after Avengers 1. Where they're arresting Loki and he grabs the cube from that point. That's where it's supposed to go from. Yeah, he grabs the cube and he ends up over there. No,
look. So the timeline is Avengers Endgame and then the Loki show. See, because after they
hold on, wait. So Captain America First Avenger, then Avengers Endgame. How is that even right?
So all right. You got all this stuff.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so you have Captain America First Avenger, Iron Man. All right, so you got, I think, Iron Man 2, Thor, and another movie is happening in the same week. And then it goes to Avengers. If I'm not mistaken, the Hulk movie happens at the same week as Thor and Iron Man 2.
Correct. They just don't have it up here in Disney Plus.
Yes. And then the Avengers happen. And with all these one-shots, it actually fills out the story, what's going on, and it connects them, to what's happening. And then, it goes back to Thor, and then Iron Man 3, and then Cap Winter Soldier. And then the Guardians of the Galaxy really don't explain much, but they introduce the space.
Yeah.
And I will argue anybody, when Yondu dies, that is the saddest death in the MCU as of right now.
It's definitely up there for sure.
Yo, because when they did that little thing for him and like they did the whole fucking Wakanda Forever shit for him, I was about to start crying.
Everybody shows up, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to start crying. So I didn't know Doctor Strange happened so late in the fucking
yeah.
But it makes sense because it's almost right after Doctor Strange's Thor Ragnarok.
Correct.
So I get it. So, all right. So Endgame happens and we're on the same shit. They go back in time, but we're not seeing anything. But then Loki happens. And the reason why Loki happens after Endgame is because him talking about them going back in time. It's like, I'm not the criminal.
No, he doesn't even know that Thanos has killed him.
No, but here's the thing though. When he picks up the Tesseract and he's in court with the lady, he says, "Oh, what you really need to do is arrest the Avengers because they went back in time and changed things. I didn't do nothing." And she goes, "No, they were supposed to do that."
Yeah.
So and since where they're at, time works differently, which we all know is the quantum realm.
Yeah.
He's technically out of time. So they took him out of Avengers 1, and now he's basically inexistent in time.
That's so weird that that's there in the timeline. You're right.
But when they kill Kang and he comes back and no one knows him, then it's like, hold on, wait, that happened before WandaVision and Winter Soldier. Like, no one mentions Loki, but that happened before that, but it also happened right before What If.
Well, I guess because Loki is like technically like out of time and they're just going around purging shit. Like, does it even count, right? Because it's he's like just totally out. Like, they could see timeline strands from where they're at. They're literally at the time variance authority. But that's what TVA is called, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But I think what he did when they killed Kang and they made the different multiverse, I think he actually created the What If multiverse.
Well, that makes sense because now that I think about it, So when he grabs the Tesseract, he does show up wherever he shows up, and the TVA comes and prunes that timeline.
Yes.
So now they take him back to, I guess, after Endgame. I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because technically he sees everything up into Infinity War.
Yeah. When Thanos kills him.
Yes. So technically this show can happen up to Infinity War. Yeah. And the Avengers already did what they needed to do according to the first episode.
So like you were saying, the TVA exists outside of time itself.
Yeah.
And when he went back, the TVA changed.
Yeah.
We don't know what the world is like.
Correct.
Doctor Strange is going to tell us what happened due to the result of Loki.
All of the yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, but he goes back from the Tesseract. But when he does show up, they just prune that shit. Like, no way, you can't do this. We're just, whatever you did right here, gone. And then they take him back to time, even though they're out of time. But like, in the order. So I guess it would go after Endgame, because that was when they did the whole plot. So Loki went somewhere. 2014 Loki went somewhere, but they go, no. We're pruning wherever this somewhere is that you ended up. Now we're bringing you right back to after Endgame. This is just a Loki that hasn't died yet. Man, this time shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you were watching all of this shit like, and it's funny because you don't use drugs, you don't drink, so you was just sober having these thoughts.
And I'm telling you right now, none of these movies interconnect until the fucking end credit scenes.
That's what puts them together.
Yeah.
I love watching them like that, because you watch, like, Ragnarok literally ends and then boom, Infinity War starts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yep. And that's what makes these movies awesome, because they're all independent movies. You don't need to watch a movie to see another one, except for Infinity War and Endgame, because they're part 1 and 2.
Well, I mean, you want to know some stuff.
No, I hear you, but the thing is like Avengers, you can watch that without watching the other movies, because it's just a movie in itself.
You're essentially just watching superheroes without origins.
Yes.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, but like Captain America, the Winter Soldier, you don't really need to watch Iron Man 3 for that.
I'll tell you this much. If it wasn't for, like, Eternals, regardless, you don't have to watch it. But if it wasn't for the end credit scenes, you really don't got to watch that movie. Because I get that Star Fox was a little weird. Like, people were like, okay, so you just showed up out of nowhere. That's kind of weird. What's going on up there? How they're going to explain this? But the Blade and Black Knight stuff, that was, to me, the most interesting. So, like, you can I'm honestly, some of my favorite post-credit scenes in the Eternals. Shang-Chi had some really good post-credit scenes as well.
Yeah.
With the whole finding those rings.
Thor the Dark World had the worst fucking extra credit scenes. Like, you had that big ass thing was running around. Like, he's over here trying to kiss Jade, and that big ass monster's running around whatever part of England that shit is.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and wait,
really?
And then the first one is when they go give the Infinity Stone to the Collector, or is it the second?
The first, the second one. The second one, yes.
That's a good post-credit scene. Yes, that was like the first time. Well, I mean, we had already heard about them, but remember, so we had already seen. I think we had already seen. There was supposed to be a deleted scene in Ultron. I don't know how to remember, but like, that was like the first time we really, Infinity Stone. We're like, whoa, what the hell? Or one of the first times they really started like honing in, and we started seeing like, okay, all right, let's see what you guys got. I think it gives them the Power Stone to the Collector. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
No, that's the Reality Stone.
The Reality, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Power Stone.
The Power Stone. The Power Stone was the Guardians of the Galaxy was trying to give that to the Collector. Gotcha. Yeah, but but Infinity War, Eternals. All right, so what if happens, after Loki?
Okay.
So now we see we see the actual multiverse and the other different variables of what can happen. And we get that, and it's dope. And then WandaVision happens.
All narrated by Commissioner Gordon.
Yes, true. And WandaVision happens, and no one mentions anything outside of Endgame, which no one would know anything because of Loki and what if they're not in these dimensions? They're not in the universes. But nothing changed either.
What do you mean? Like,
just sometimes, like when you mess with time, it tends to mess back, right?
For sure.
So at least with Flashpoint, when he resetted the timeline and let his mom die, things changed. Like this dude, instead of having a son, he had a daughter. You know, like little things here and there changed that he couldn't help. Like it's just the way the universe went. Like the girl who was the intern turned astrophysicist, like she didn't turn into. Now she's this girl, like she's just as smart as this girl, or she has like 17 PhDs. The FBI agent from Ant-Man wasn't like more suave and cool. Like everybody's still the same. There isn't bit of
things changed, but like you got to remember in episode 4, Wanda, everybody comes back from the snap, or they show when everybody's coming back from the snap. So I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying.
You got to remember. Just because timeline wise, Loki's first doesn't mean he finished first. Because WandaVision happened like a day or two after the fucking battle with Thanos.
No, I think it was a week.
Like
a week, yeah.
No, it was
close, yeah.
Yeah. So theoretically, while Loki's they had to deal with Loki immediately on the timeline because he left during the movie, during Endgame.
Yeah.
Because he's dealing with shit outside of time, technically Wanda's happening already.
All right, so
here's exactly.
So here's the thing. All right, those Loki and What If is accounted for, right? Because they're in different universes, so they don't really affect too much. Yeah. But I'm gonna assume that WandaVision, Winter Soldier, the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Shang-Chi are happening in the same time.
It's all around the same time.
Closely. Because based off of what people are wearing, it's nice outside. They're not wearing jackets. I know Shang-Chi happened in LA and in China, whatever, but they're not wearing sweaters or nothing. They're chilling. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, people in New York, not really, dressed for like the cold winter. It could be fall. And you notice like Hawkeye's in the winter.
So Black Widow kind of messes that up.
Well, Black Widow technically happens right before
right after
Black
Civil
Panther.
War.
Yeah, right after Civil War and before Black Panther. In their MCU timeline, not when the movies come out. But all right, so I mentioned the weather because Eternals, you see them with their winter jackets on. It's almost like Thanksgiving time in the Eternals. You know what I'm saying? So I mentioned that because, so if Shang-Chi, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and WandaVision are all happening at the same time, I understand why no one knows about Wanda taking over a town.
Mm-hmm.
And Shang-Chi happened in a mystical realm. That's why he's fighting a Gaiju and a dragon. Fine. But now here's where the things come in. Because Eternals happens after this, which no one mentions the WandaVision or the magic or anything. Like, how come you didn't interfere with that shit? But also, this is definitely before Hawkeye.
So that's what I was gonna say. So, like at the end of Black Widow, we have Valentina Fontaine.
Yes,
she brings the contract over to Homegirl, but they try to make it look like in Hawkeye that she called Valentina to hire Hawkeye right there for the job, but it's like super sunny over there.
Yeah.
And like here in New York, I mean, yeah, there's different seasons, I guess. But look, we can go to town on plot holes. It's so fun to do with the MCU, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing. But so Hawkeye would be before what you said?
Hawkeye is the last one. So it's the last one. It's right after Eternals.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Bring the timeline up. Just leave it up. That helps.
It's weird because Hawkeye is such a personal story.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't really care that there was a giant fucking face coming out of an ocean.
He was chilling with the kids.
The immediacy of the Ronin suit showing up and having to do with Kate Bishop and having to do with Kingpin, that's going to take priority over some shit a million miles away from you that is not going to affect you right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So going forward, Spectre, not Spectre, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Multiverse of Madness, maybe not that one, but going forward, shit should start people should be like, hey, what the fuck happened with that shit out there?
Somebody's gonna talk about it.
Hold up now. Now this is where the things come in, because you're saying that, Cap, and now I'm gonna throw the curveball. You know what movie's not in between these two? Spider-Man. Spider-Man happened in between these two if you're basing it off the weather.
Oh,
because at the end of Spider-Man was around Christmas.
Yeah, and Hawkeye's in Christmas.
And Hawkeye's in Christmas. And also in Spider-Man, they're voting on whether to put Cap shield on the Statue of Liberty, and in Hawkeye, they pretty much already did it.
And they have ads for the
Rogers play,
the Rogers musical.
Yeah.
Now,
so no one mentions that in Spider-Man, and I understand why no one would mention Spider-Man and Hawkeye, because at this point the memories would be erased of them. But this is the thing, though. We still have a fucking giant head out of the ocean.
Yes. And here's how I hit your curveball out of the park.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. I'll let you talk. I just want to burst the bubble of just because you came out your mouth doesn't mean it's right, but go ahead.
Okay. So you would think people would talk about the big giant thing, except we start at the end of Homecoming, or no, Far From Home, where he killed, what do you call it? He killed Mysterio. So the movie starts before Eternals. Then throughout the events, he has more pressing matters of motherfucker from other universes coming in to deal with. Again, a personal thing that outweighs something 400 miles away that doesn't affect him.
Okay, so this is where I catch your home run, because I jumped the wall.
Griffey.
Right? Yeah, Griffey style. First off,
I love
Far From Home starts at the end of Homecoming, right? Because he does the holy shit. Then the time happens where he can't get into college. Around that time is before Eternals. Then right after, when he's fighting Green Goblin and all these people to send them back, is around the time Eternals would have happened already. Especially when he walks into the coffee shop to go talk to MJ, that shit happened already. The head coming out of the ground happened already, because we already know the weather. It was snowing, or it was about to fucking snow in New York when that shit happened.
True. But again, why would Spider-Man, who's going into a very personal situation, mention?
Here's the thing, though. Look.
How do you want that to be mentioned?
You're arguing the wrong parts of the facts here. What I'm pointing out is a timeline. Now, when that happens and Hawkeye happens after that, because of now it's Christmas. It's literally 4 or 5 days before Christmas. Hawkeye should have known about Eternals.
Yeah, but it doesn't affect him.
Oh, it does. When a giant fucking being with a head the size of your planet looks at you and goes, I'm gonna judge your ass and come back. Especially after someone snapped their fingers and wiped out half the universe, because he mentioned a god. He mentioned the god that can snap the fingers.
And it says Thanos was right and all of that, yeah.
They mentioned that in Hawkeye. They mentioned that in Winter Soldier. I think they mentioned that in fucking WandaVision. They mentioned all the shit Thanos did. Everyone knows about the fucking Infinity Rings, the Infinity Stones, the Gauntlet, and the Snap. Everyone knows about that. That's part of history now. In the books, in the schools, a normal dude on the street can tell you all about Thanos. but no one is mentioning a giant fucking head or a fucking huge robot standing outside of the planet.
Now,
going, I'm going to judge you and come and kill you.
Are we sure?
I'm dead sure.
Are we sure that Urshem projected more than just locally in that region? Is it 100% guaranteed that his broadcast was seen by the entire world and not just the Eternals he was looking at?
Yeah, one, because people were running away when he disappeared.
No, they were running. Area.
Well, first off, can you see the moon from any part of the fucking planet?
Not all the time.
Not all the time,
but when it's in your sight, half the planet can see the moon.
Yes.
But so when half the planet can see this huge fucking robot,
but again,
bigger than the moon, someone's gonna write it in the news.
Just because we're not saying,
no. Here's the thing, though.
Because we're not saying it doesn't mean that people aren't thinking about it.
But here's the thing, though. There are people right now writing a story about a guy pissing on the fucking train. A giant robot bigger than the planet is staring at us. Someone's gonna write about that. A big ass thing coming out of the ocean. Someone's gonna write about that.
I understand all that. All I'm saying is,
remember,
do we have 100% confirmation that Urshem broadcasted that message to everybody except the people? Because I'm not talking about.
Listen, even if he did, even if he didn't, even if only those people in that town saw him, cosmic earthquakes that reached half the planet will draw attention to someone to figure out what the fuck happened.
Yes.
The fucking celestial was beginning the emergence, and an earthquake the size of no one's business hit England. And this is when Icarus went to go check to see if they were okay.
Yes. I will give you all that.
Someone's gonna check that shit out and be like, hold on, wait, there's some shit here. They're not gonna wait a couple of months to figure out.
Shield got that shit under wraps already, man.
No. It's Sword now, Cavs.
Or Sword. Sorry, yes, Sword.
It's Sword.
I will
got that shit under wraps.
I will give you that, but remember,
Agent 19. This is what I'm talking about. Agent 19. She should know shit. She knew that her watch was being auctioned in that underground auction in Hawkeye. These people are not misinformed. They're not misinformed.
I will counter with this. If we take a look at what happens in our actual world, right?
Urshem, not Usher. So where you at, Joe?
So if we take account of what happens in our own actual world, there was a war happening in Ukraine and Russia right now that might have the potential to start World War III. Us here, we might not. We collectively might know some shit. I might know more than you do. You might know nothing. I don't know how Cab's up in a thing. Right now, we're having a discussion about the MCU timeline. Is that, in the grand scheme of things, right? Is that not a big, more important event, right? Now, bring that into the MCU. Yes. We don't know what Urshem projected. We don't know who saw what.
Hold up.
But the one thing we do know is that a fucking face and a hand came out of an ocean. Right.
Listen, this is where I'm gonna knock your argument out of the park.
But for storytelling purposes, so let me get two things. For storytelling purposes, Hawkeye is dealing with something that's irrelevant to everything else, and two, I want to ask you a legitimate question of how should that information have been implemented? Like, who should have been mentioning, hey, there's a fucking mountain out there?
The news. They mentioned everything else. But here's the thing, though.
But we didn't see the news in Hawkeye.
Yeah, they were watching the news. We saw, first of all, they mentioned Ronan
in the
4 times on the news.
In the apartment,
yeah, but that's a local news about the girl who was down the street.
Yeah, and here's my argument to you in real life. Cabs, I don't know where you were at. I don't know where anybody else was at. But when it happened, me, Show, and I believe Krills were streaming. Right here, right? This wall. Having the time of our lives. Then I see a message. Kobe just died. Fuck. All over the news. Mm-hmm. Everybody and their mother heard about that shit. People in different countries heard about that shit. Scott Hall passes. It's all over social media. Everybody knows around the world. You're telling me a head coming out of the ocean. Now, this is perceivably around a month to 2 months after Eternals. So I'm not saying head comes out, world knows. Someone had to go check this shit.
Yes.
They had, and even like a fucking
Sword went to go check it and put it all under wraps quick.
But even then, when you check like the Easter eggs of newscasters and all the other shit for like Spider-Man, they have stories about did he use
Asgard?
New Asgard and all that other bullshit.
I've
seen
that.
And then also like is Peter Parker using his Spidey sense to Roman MJ or whatever the fuck case. Everyone knows everybody's business, but there's not one like fucking guy out here spreading theories about a head coming out of the ocean.
So
not
hold
one
on, at the end, real quick. At the end of Eternals, it is on the news. You can see it. It's on the news.
Yeah,
and they're saying that police have this under wraps. Now, I get where you're coming from 100%. But if we were to ask the directors, if we were to ask Kevin Feige right now, I think he would literally tell you this. Yo, just because you didn't see it on the news doesn't mean people aren't talking about it. I know you personally would have wanted to see a 5-second clip. Humongous head in the oceans of blah, blah, blah.
Somebody walking the street.
Some mention of it. You're right. I hear you on that. But I think Kevin Feige himself will tell you, yo, just because we didn't say it doesn't mean it isn't happening. That's the thing about this multiverse stuff. Everything is going on at the same time. Just because they don't mention it doesn't mean that people aren't aware. That's what they'll tell you.
I
it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's a cop-out.
Here's the only thing. Here's the only way this shit works. One, in Hawkeye, Bishop is a nosy chick.
Yeah.
She's nosy. She asks about Thanos. She asks about all this other shit and like super spying and all that. She would have known about the head because one, she's wealthy and she was in college, so they know about shit like that. She'd ask him and he would have made mention to like, I ain't got time to deal with no fucking big ass head. I just finished fighting the fucking god. I want to go home. Because he said it. He mentioned that he fought a god. And in Hawkeye, I forgot which part, but he mentioned he fought a god. He's talking about Thanos. Now the only way it makes sense for Eternals to happen is if Eternals is the first movie that is from another universe. And when you hit the multiverse of madness, then the Eternals come in. Because, like I said, that earthquake, one, doesn't fucking notify anybody. Two, the only thing that this guy actually mentions in Eternals is wizards and Doctor Strange. We already know that Doctor Strange is coming from another multiverse based off of the commercial for Multiverse of Madness.
There's like 4 variants of him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that in that universe, Doctor Strange is the only one there.
But they mentioned Thor as well.
Well, they do mention Thanos, how they saved them from Thanos. So in this one, we don't know who saved them from Thanos, but that could happen. Now, if that's the first time that we had another multiverse movie, okay, I get it, but somebody should have said something.
Let me ask you a question. Yes. No, I feel you. No, you go ahead, Cap, because I know you wanted to go.
No, because think about it. When the earthquake in Hades happened, and the hurricane in Puerto Rico and all these disasters happened, we hear about this shit for months.
Yes, this is.
But we don't have Sword covering shit up either.
But
taking shit off of the news to not stress out people. See, Thanos already like there's no hiding Thanos anymore.
There are posters everywhere about post blip the depression.
Blip is still very like
so
still very fresh.
So not to argue anything. This is why I don't like the Eternals movie. It is irrelevant to the story we're trying to tell now. This should have came out after.
Well,
like you said, it should have been the first movie after we set the multiverse, whatever.
You know, to be honest with you,
because it's completely irrelevant to the story we're telling.
Eternals would have worked better if they placed it a couple of years ahead of time, or like that emergence never happened and they stopped it before, because the Guardians of the Galaxy don't fit into the story until Infinity Wars. And then when they come in, they fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
Eternals don't fit in, and we understand that they're gods and they can't do nothing. And with that explanation, like, why didn't you help with Thanos? Well, we're not supposed to. Get it. But then you did something that the world, you can't hide from the world. Like, there's a fucking head. Unless you made that head invisible, there's a fucking head out there. Like a new mountain popped up.
We will see, and then you can hide it exactly like that. We will get explanation of it, but I hear where you're coming from, and yeah, Eternals is, you don't have to watch Eternals. I think we've all said it on this podcast, right? You really don't, and maybe COVID impacted some stuff, because it did. And I'm not trying to like give them excuses. I completely 100% understand what you're saying, but they're going to cover it up. They're going to talk about it later on. You just wish that they could have talked about it now after all of that timeline shit. There's so much things after that movie that happened chronologically that you wish somebody would have mentioned. If you would have just seen 5 seconds of a news article, or even like a Inquisitor tabloid type of newspaper that you see and it says, you just see that huge fucking image of a head, you would have been like, perfect, thank you, someone said something.
Yeah.
Here's my problem with all this. Like you said, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they don't mesh with the movies until they have to. When Marvel turned around and said, hey, we're going more cosmic, I was like, yo, this might be the time for me to jump off. Because we have the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Captain Marvel.
Again, they have nothing to do with anything until they do. Captain Marvel have nothing to do with anything until she does. The Eternals got nothing to do with anything until it comes back around and they do. And for the Guardians, they're fine. But for the other two, they have huge problems. One, as Totek says, we got some shit happening and nobody fucking mentions it. Captain Marvel, here's a beeper. Call me if you need me. Apparently she wasn't needed at all to prevent anything. You got to come at the end, but don't come to prevent. And
she did say emergencies only.
Well, here's the thing though.
Yo, what the fuck is a bigger emergency than fucking Thanos showing up the first time?
Fury didn't know about Thanos until later, because
that's what I'm saying.
Because the only person that knew about Thanos was the Hulk, and he told Iron Man, who was out in space, who with Doctor Strange. He called Cap, and I'm pretty sure he said, "Yo, there's a threat coming, and we need you to save Vision."
Yes,
and that's pretty much and at that point, Cap was enemy of the state. He was enemy number one.
To go for your thing,
and he only spoke to an official agent when they got Vision, and they bring him to the compound where Rhodey was, and was like, "Listen, we can either work together or we do this shit on our own. But fuck you, you're not stopping us."
Yes. Now to go for your thing, right? Specifically with Captain Marvel, Thanos destroys nowhere. It's not on her radar. Thanos destroys Xandar, the planet of the fucking Nova Corps. That's not on her radar. She wasn't following Thanos. All the shit she was supposed to be protecting, because they don't have Avengers anywhere else. Thanos never popped up on her radar. She wasn't already on his trail. She couldn't have warned. Again, these are the little things that, like I said, when they said they're going cosmic, it doesn't make sense. Everything you've shown us, even in Endgame and Infinity War, has been Earth, ground. Yeah, Tony might have went to a different planet to fight the Mad Titan, but only because he's going to fuck up shit where we are. You introduce a whole bunch of shit that has to do with shit that's not us, and things, again, set up things that are fucking 5 or 6 years down the pipe. We're going to have these discussions where they should have mentioned the head. Like I said, we don't know what Ursham said. If people saw it, they should have freaked out about that. They should have been worried about that. But when this is some WWE shit. This is the only thing that the Marvel people have fucked up on.
Well, there's a lot of plot holes in Eternals, and I know Cabs want to talk about Eternals the movie. We'll get to that right after this shit. But
I'm not talking about a plot hole because the plot hole is whatever. I'm talking about big story picture where the WWE fucks up and where this fucked up. You told us, hey, this is the storyline we're telling, right? We go all the way up to Infinity War or to Endgame. We severed that off. The next step is the multiverse. Here's Kang. And you told us all this beforehand. Here's Kang. We're going to do multiverse. We're going to do a Loki show. Doctor Strange. Fucking multiverse of madness. And you're leading us down a path. And then at a certain point, you just went, oh, yeah, come this way. Because we're going to show you some shit that we're going to bring you to a locked door. And just wait until we open that door. Because when we open that door, that motherfucker's good. But we're like, no. But we're on this path.
Yeah.
Why are you taking us somewhere? You're showing us other shit. We don't need this. But they got to put everything in there because they spent $200 million on the movie.
Yeah.
They got to show it at some point.
I think COVID did mess up a lot of stuff, but it's still not an excuse. Yeah, Eternals you don't need to watch it. Maybe it shouldn't have been there. And I would love to know the real reason why they threw it out there, because you guys make good points, but the head, someone's going to talk about it. And I do like to go off of at the end of Eternals when they're like, oh, police are being very hush-hush about this. You know, they know it's out there. People know, we just haven't seen a news article about it.
Yeah,
you know, just because they haven't mentioned it, someone's got to say something about the head.
I don't think dude, the next couple of projects have nothing to do with heading down the path that Eternals is heading down. So like Multiverse of Madness, he's going to be too busy dealing with that to even care about what happened with the Eternals.
Maybe Blade?
Yeah, maybe but Blade's 6 years from now.
Yeah, it's like 2023, 24.
Wakanda Forever is going to deal with the death of Chadwick Boseman and what happened after their own blip. Correct. And that might even be set before the events of Eternals.
For real.
In the aftermath of what happened with the snap.
Mm-hmm.
We have what's the other one coming up?
Well, Moon Knight is
Moon Knight has to establish that new character, so they can't fucking deal with it.
They're not. Yeah.
Miss Marvel has to establish Miss Marvel and her connection to Captain Marvel.
So then let me ask you a question. Like Tag said, would you be okay with like just a quick blip on a TV screen? Would you be okay if somebody just says something?
Like, here's the thing, though. The perfect thing for
you just want somebody to acknowledge it.
At least for Miss Marvel, the mom goes, honey, I know your dream is to be a superhero, but we have gods and other beings coming down to us. There's no way you could be a superhero.
Yeah.
You know, like, that is something like, that's like, all right. People are understanding that there's other shit out there that's like crazy. Fuck.
Yeah, that is excellent. Here's where Marvel fucked up, though. You take Eternals out, that same scene still plays out because of what Thanos did.
Yeah. So and Thor is also a god, so, you know. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, you're going to have somebody, like, you're going to have, what I'm going to say is, you're going to have a very obvious fucking, look at the Easter Island head.
All over Shang-Chi
they say that
was Thanos.
Shang-Chi, they say that, she was like, yo, you never know. You could just be gone one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did. I did like that about Shang-Chi.
She mentions, like, oh, we got big-ass holes coming out of the sky with aliens coming in them. You could be snapped away,
That's what I'm saying.
at
like,
any moment.
Are people really surprised anymore? They have legit made a comic book world where it's normal to have aliens just kind of flying around. The big head comes out. No one is snapped away. They're like, okay, we got a new mountain.
Someone said to the new Sorcerer Supreme, what's his name?
Wong.
When he walked out of the circle, I think it was Shang-Chi or the other girl, Awkwafina, said, I'm a big fan of you, Wong.
Oh, that was Shang-Chi.
Yeah. They know who Wong is now in the public. I honestly believe there is no hiding shit.
They also did see him fight with Abomination. They also did see that.
Yeah.
They saw him fight, so it doesn't necessarily need to be.
But it wasn't. Yeah,
but TV
it wasn't
or something. But
like no one was shocked. Like before Thanos, before Infinity War, if Wong would have opened up a portal and walked out, somebody would have dropped their drink. People would have been scared. Something would have happened.
Not really, because they opened portals to come down at the Battle of New York. That's what I'm saying. People are just used to it now.
No, in Iron Man 3, when the guy was gloating and shit, people were scared shitless of this dude.
Well, I mean, it's a fucking glowing bomb.
I mean, you got a glowing ring, with a dude walking out. I was like, who's this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
So, like, people know that there's nasty shit out there. Like, everyone is aware that we are, like, this is a comic book world. People know that shit just goes wrong, and there's a bunch of idiot superheroes that try and save the day, but wreck the freaking city.
So, like, here's the thing.
Literally a city has flown. Do you think anyone cares about a freaking head coming out the water? It's like, yep, just another day in Earth 616. You feel me?
Well, the only drawback for the city flying was the destruction and people dying.
100%.
No one mentioned a city flying. Everyone mentions, the 7 people you didn't save.
I mean,
it's more than that.
Ross was mentioned. That's what literally Civil War is about. The Sokovia Accords is about that freaking city.
And also
set it off.
R.I.P. to Ross, because his the actor guy who played
him. R.I.P. Thunderbolt. For real.
Yeah, for real. But
see, but Cap said this fucking Knucklehead podcast origins, how like sometimes over connecting is gonna lead to this. And bro, all of these different directors, because obviously not the same people directing every Marvel movie, like they always have like discussion talks and just answering these freaking loopholes and plot holes. And it's like most of the time I hear them and I'm like, yeah, you pulled that one out of your ass, but you're the director and that's what you're going with. So I guess we all got to eat that fucking bullshit too. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of shit they need to cover up. And you're right. Like the best thing about Marvel can also be considered the worst thing about Marvel. Yeah. The interconnectivity. And then you start thinking like, do we even need that? Eternals. Like we want more of that. The news tickers telling everything. I feel you. Maybe we should be a little bit more aware, or just throw us blurbs here and there about what's happening.
Because I honestly think that whoever did Hawkeye turned around and said, I don't give a shit. I'm telling a Hawkeye story.
I'm making a personal story. Yeah, of course. But Hawkeye's a personal dude.
Can I throw this in here?
In all honesty, besides Natasha, Hawkeye could be a separate entity.
He don't give a fuck.
Because the only person they actually mentioned in Hawkeye was maybe like the Thanos, him fighting the god, and Natasha. Yeah. And the Red Room and shit like that.
Well, he does go to the plaque to see the Battle of New York. We see the names, but he's there for that. Yeah. Because he apologizes for whatever he was going to do. And it's like, were you going to kill Yelena? What? Like, he apologizes for something. So we see the names and we see the musical. We understand what happened, but you're right, Toe. This was very focused on Hawkeye, and honestly, I fucking love that. Keep it on the ground sometimes, man. And look, remember, Cap, we were talking about this a couple episodes back. Now we have these separate teams where it's like we got the space crew, we got the floor crew, and we got the Mystic crew. Yeah. And in the Mystic crew, that's where we can get these Midnight Suns going.
Yeah, but here's another thing. They spend the only after credit scene they did at the last episode for that one full play scene.
I love that. It was such a troll
to watch.
It was such a troll. Like I don't like the musical itself, but it was such a troll.
Yeah, it would have been enjoyable. It would have been enjoyable to see another scene of maybe the Vision just looking at the fucking head. Like, what the fuck is this?
Like, yo, just Vision on top of the head. Like, what?
Or like he knows, because remember, he had the same memory as the original Vision who was connected to the Mind Stone. Yeah. And that Vision unlocked his memories. So he could be looking at the Celestial going like, fuck. Because the Mind Stone was created before, like the Celestials. The way this shit works is like the stones are the most powerful. The universe was made, and then the stones came with all the elements and shit like that. So if the Celestial Ashmid or whatever the fuck his name is made the universe, then they have to be connected with the fucking Celestials. He has to know before time. It's the Mind Stone. He has to know before time.
We'll see it though. We'll see it. I want to know. I'm dying to see where White Vision goes.
Can I throw this in here? What if we looked at it as if we're reading the comics? Because in the comics, the reader, us, we always have more information than the characters in there. And so you didn't get to see in Hawkeye somebody react to the giant head. But that's fine. We know there's a giant head. We know that there's something to react to. So instead of us going into each movie saying, hey, how is this movie gonna address certain things? What if we do like we're reading a run, like a whole graphic novel? We read the entire thing, and then at the end we'd say what the story, we reflect on what the grander story is. So like with the Infinity Saga, you watch the entire Infinity Saga, and then you go back and go, all right, so then with your knowledge, that would connect to that would connect to this goes over here. But movie by movie, we're not doing that because truth be told, it's not the job of the movie to do all the other background. As cool as it would be, and as much sense as it would make, it's not Hawkeye's job to be like,
it's what the MCU has done. Well, it's what the MCU has done to itself, though. The other day I was watching some shit, right? In First Avenger. Yep. Captain America First Avenger. When he first grabs the taxi door to stop the bullets from homie that he's chasing out of the lab.
Yep.
If you pan to the left, you see a woman in a crowd of people hiding, taking a picture. That same picture, we see it in the memorial in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So it's like, it's what you're saying, Cap. Marvel is so good at this, or they do it so much that when they get lazy at it, it sticks out, which is exactly what Toe's saying. Like, all Toe wanted to see was a newspaper article, maybe a newspaper swaying in the wind. It's like, oh, big head and fucking wherever it was. Yeah, and boom. Now
here's the thing. Here's what I would posit.
Because also in Endgame, they mentioned a rumble in the ocean next to Wakanda.
Yeah.
And we all know that's Atlantis or wherever Namor is. And everybody goes, that Namor and all that other shit.
You just wanted a little something like that.
As of right now, it's just a tremble in the ocean. But they threw the idea of, because Namor and Atlantis and Wakanda always fucking was at war.
And the Illuminati's coming too, so
you know what I'm saying? So like, it's one of those things. It's like, I know for a fact someone's gonna mention to Hawkeye, if he's ever in the movie again, are you even allowed by Radio City Music Hall anymore after what you did to the tree? You know what I'm saying? Like, because he destroyed the fucking tree and the ring, the ice ring. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna make a smart ass comment about that because everybody's gonna know about it. Like, I would love to see a sword ship up there and on somebody just looking out in the space, and he's like, they're always looking out there. And someone's like, what are you looking for? He goes, the last time I seen something out there was a giant fucking head, or as a giant being talking about they're gonna come destroy the planet, or just something. You know what I'm saying? Like just swords out there.
You just wanted a little nod. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I got you.
I understand I understand all that. Here's my question. From being from knowing how I'm viewing this entire experience and going through it. My question to you is,
what up, show?
Why is it necessary for little things like that to be done 100% of the time when the what do you call it? What
Cav big fucking head
taking the camera, taking the picture. I've watched First Avenger like 3 or 4 times. I've never seen that lady.
Never noticed that shit once in my fucking life. Never noticed. Never.
But that never killed the experience.
100%.
For me.
Yep.
So, like, I'm wondering why for you guys, like the mention of a head in a story that has nothing to do with it.
I love the Eternals,
100%.
and I was protecting the head last episode, but the last time we spoke about this, the Eternals, I was protecting the huge head, but I get where he's coming from. There's a big fucking head in the water.
Here's the thing, though. Bucky never told Cap about Isaiah because he didn't want Cap to worry about other superhuman, other super soldiers out in the world. He's like, Cap got to deal with enough shit.
Yeah.
And I wanted this dude to chill. Yeah. They mentioned so much shit about, things that happened before, things about right after the blip, like, the way the world is, like, as much as y'all say the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was ground level, that shit was more global than any other fucking show.
Global,
pretty much more than movie.
Global, sure, but it's still ground. It's still ground.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they dealt with politics in that show. 100. A lot of people were like, yo, so what happened after the blip? Like, how did they resettle? They answered those questions.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and they also answered the fact that it's like, oh, wait, remember when the Eternal said, with war comes great technology?
Yeah.
Not in Falcon and Winter Soldier, because when they wiped out half the people, what did you need more for convenience? It's like the people needed to innovate different ways. How they innovate? They bring the countries closer together.
No borders.
There were no more borders.
No borders.
People were like, yo, wherever you can go, we're going to come help you out.
Yeah.
I would posit this.
And also, we'll talk about this when we talk about Eternals. You can't tell me that war brings out advancement in medicine when the atomic bomb wiped out the entire civilization. There's no advancement. Unless you're bringing them back from the dead.
Chill. That I'm not going to agree with. We don't know what he gave them this power for. Maybe he helped them do something and they turned it into that. Because that's that's what you're talking about?
Well, no, I know he gave them the advancement of nuclear power.
And they turned it into an atom bomb.
Into a bomb. Yeah, that's why he regretted it and all that.
Okay.
But their theory was conflict and war advanced medicine.
Advances everything. Everything. Really.
In order to keep the intelligent population alive.
Yeah. Now, they got to fight to progress.
Now, here's the thing, though. When you wipe out half the population and you're supposed to protect the population, there's a problem here. And also, you got a bomb that can destroy every fucking thing. You're kind of like working backwards.
They can't interfere.
It's like you're a bodyguard that allows your people to get shot as long as it's in the leg.
They can't interfere.
Well, they could, because Thanos is technically a fucking deviant.
Now, I'm gonna tie all this in here,
which is the biggest plot hole of them all, right?
Because they mentioned him being the brother of an Eternal.
We haven't yet, and then that's kind of like what is important about Eros, Star Fox coming out, because maybe we may touch on that now, but I don't think up until this point they had mentioned him being a deviant. Therefore, maybe the Eternals don't even know, which is weird anyways, because they should, but maybe they just didn't know that Thanos was half a deviant, and he's not even half deviant. He has a deviant gene in him. He's not half deviant. So it's very mild, the deviancy that he has in him. So maybe it didn't alert the Eternals.
Now, I'm going to tie all this together, because all the stuff that you were talking about, all the little Easter eggs and all the little mentions from here and there, they all serve the purpose of the story being told. And again, as cool as it is to the Easter Island head, whatever, doesn't serve any purpose at the time. But now, here's the whole stopping Thanos thing. Your goal is to get the population of this fucking planet to a certain level to enact the fucking celestial to be born. This motherfucker's coming down with the clear vision of wiping out half. Now, they might not have known that he was going to wipe out half. But once he did, where the fuck's your plan to go, we got to go try to fix this because this is not what the fuck our plan is.
They had already disbanded, though. They were like retired.
Yeah, but guess who didn't? Or guess who should have been there? Icarus. Because Icarus was the entire movie. His shit was to continue the fucking plan.
To make sure the plan was going. But then they probably just told them like, hey, look, this seems like a little setback. Let's see what happens. Let's let them rebuild again. We can help them rebuild again. Throw them a couple little thingies here and there, and then we'll make them come back again.
The reason why Icarus wasn't involved, even though he knew about it, because the reason why he got rid of he left was Cersei's. Is that what? The reason why he left Cersei's because he wanted her to live in peace. If she knew about the planet dying, because she loved the planet, whatever the case may be.
Yep.
But the reason why he would let Thanos do his thing is because he never knew when the emergence was going to happen until Ajax told him it's starting.
Yeah, so it was all part of the
plan. That part I understand. But when Ajax said we can stop it, this is on some, why hasn't anybody gone to these people like, yo, we can't let them bring the snap back.
That's another thing. If Ajax didn't want it to happen, 50% of the population being gone benefits her. So again,
what up, Kenny?
You can't interfere.
But she mentions that she mentions that though. She goes, yo, they snap half of the people away, and it's like, okay, cool. And then like all of a sudden, they just brought everybody fucking back. Yeah. There's something really special about these people. We can't let it happen. Something is up with these guys here. Something is going on with this planet. We lost half of every human life. We lost 50% of human life. And they just brought everything back. Like, that's kind of like what snapped her out of it. She's like, yo, we got to do something. These people are pretty sick.
And you know what's crazy? Now, even though Eternals happens after What If. Oh, no. Yeah, it happens after What If. In What If, the Watcher is trying to give a hint to Hawkeye about the file he needs to see.
He's like, it's right there. It's right there.
And Hawkeye gave up. And he goes, wait a minute. You guys are humans. You're the only race that has hope. Like, you're built off of hope and faith. Like, this whole thing, you honestly never stop trying, no matter no matter how much of a sacrifice you made or whatever happened to you. Like, that's what makes you special. That's what makes you able to defeat Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
He mentions why Ajax thinks that this planet shouldn't go through the emergence.
Yeah.
Ajax says something slightly similar to that, but he mentions why the human race isn't worth being destroyed because of a celestial.
Yeah.
What up, Blue Cheese? And that's a plot hole that's fixed with What If for Eternals.
Dude, you know what the ultimate?
So it's one of those things. It's like you said, maybe this movie shouldn't have came out at this time. But my thing is,
there is some COVID stuff happening for sure.
Yeah, it's all fine and dandy. It's all fine and dandy because the real biggest problem was Black Widow came out way too late.
Way too late, yeah.
Because no one mentioned the big ass plane, an invisible plane falling out the sky anyway. But I can see why, because they already had that with shields and shit.
Way too late.
But this shit coming out to not even like a smart ass like fucking Hawkeye or one of those people that do the cosplay shit. They're cops and firefighters who watch the news. They need to know the news.
Yeah, no, trust me. From discussions I've had, they know nothing. If outside of the actual everyday patrol, they know nothing.
But they know Hawkeye by face.
Daredevil status.
They know Hawkeye by face.
Yo, the main problem is the hubris of Marvel.
Yes.
Because they took a property, the Eternals, that didn't do shit, that doesn't mean shit, that nobody really gives a shit about in the comics, and went, hey, let's make it a movie and tie it in. And instead of doing something cool with it, they made a fucking movie that doesn't mean shit, that doesn't add shit, that nobody gives a shit about. Like,
they try to get that Guardian spark.
Yeah, but you can't put the main problem. You can't put God level characters.
No, you can't.
And our characters that not even Carol Danvers is God level.
Yeah.
Not even Doctor Strange is God level.
Well,
they're all still they're still normal fucking people that can do extraordinary shit.
You know what? You know what the crazy shit?
Is the only like God level threat where we're like, this is fucking serious.
The crazy shit is, if you look at the Eternals, Icarus was maybe the most powerful one, but I can see Thor. I can see Thor going up against any one of these motherfuckers
and giving them the business.
Dude, Thor would fucking wipe the floor with Icarus.
Yeah. He might be able to take a couple of them on. He can take a couple of them on.
Dude, Hulk could beat the shit out of Gilgamesh.
Yeah, Hulk will destroy all of them.
Cocotazo, that's his real name.
Yeah.
We might now. What do you call it? Cap can fucking probably take out Athena because she wasn't really that strong. She just had weaponry.
Yeah.
None of the other Eternals can do shit. Kingo? Who can't take out Kingo, man?
Yeah.
Fastos?
I mean, Wanda
does he build shit.
Wanda is the closest you got to a real god.
Yeah.
Thor is the god of thunder. He is the god.
Thor is a literal god.
And he's a literal god.
Well, compared to Hela, you know,
he couldn't beat her.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you take that great example by Cat, if you take Thor and you look at him and Hela and Loki, they're supposed to be gods.
Yeah.
But they're presented to us as normal people from their own realm. You can't then turn around and give us godlike characters and expect it to mesh. It's not going to mesh.
It's the biggest problem with DC. You have these gods out here trying to act normal. I will never buy Superman, just bringing him down to human level. It's tough to do. And yeah, you can give him Lois Lane and you can give him, parents and the farm and Batfleck buying the farm, which I think is pretty cool. Buying the bank, which I think is pretty cool. But it's like, there are always going to be gods and it's hard to put that on screen. And then it's funny because the Eternals are like Walmart gods. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? They really are. Like, I think the dopest one out of all of them is, even Circe that comes out with that shit, making shit into trees. It's like, okay, well, you did that once.
Well,
you're gonna run that again, Circe? Like, can we see that one more time?
I think the real reason why you can't make the Eternals any more powerful than they are is because it's harder to get more powerful than that when you have the show of Celestial and then you have the show The Living Tribunal, which they're probably going to have to go to, and all these other powerful beings, the one who's left, the one above all these other people you got to go to. Like, at one point, realistically, there's a power gap. Like, there's a power cap that you have to, like, unless this motherfucker literally can blink and destroy everybody watching the movie.
Yeah.
You can't get more powerful than a certain point.
Yeah.
It was like, I can kill motherfuckers who watch the movie 10 years from now. Like, that's how powerful I am.
That's why when they said that they were going to try to lean into the cosmic, I was like, that might be my off-ramp to finally get off of this Marvel train.
I was a little nervous about it too.
Cosmic makes no sense. Because cosmic is whatever it needs to be at the time you're doing it.
And Cap, their Secret Invasion will be out soon. I think that shit is just gonna make shit even weirder, bro. Like, if you tell me that Natasha was a squirrel the whole time, I might lose my shit. You feel me? Like, I hope it doesn't make it weird.
Nah, I'll tell you right now, if Secret Invasion comes out and they tell us,
you got the pack of 80 with them shit.
If Secret Invasion comes out and they tell us,
you're muted, show.
Hey, don't let him know that. He's fine. I heard everything you said, show. Good job.
If Secret Invasion
comes out and tries to retroactively tell us that the events we've seen were Skrulls, because if you kill a Skrull, they revert back to their natural fucking state.
Correct. I'm gonna be very upset.
Yo, if they tell us that, I promise on everything here on this podcast, if they try to retroactively go back and be like, They were a Skrull. She was a Skrull. He was a Skrull. They were a Skrull.
Oh boy!
I am going to on this podcast be like, I am out of the MCU. Have a nice day.
No, the only one that I think was Skrull was Fury.
Well, I mean, we know Fury was a Skrull and Hill and Agent Hill. Like, we know there were Skrulls.
Were up on the sword base.
They legit like turned into Skrull.
No, yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But here's the thing:
that's literally what Secret Invasion is all about. We just found out that most of the time, a bunch of these heroes were just Skrull.
Captain America was a Skrull for 75 years.
What?
No, but
I'm so nervous of Secret Invasion.
But here's the thing, though. But
I'm also interested. Interested
with the cosmic powers. Some of these characters are gonna have to die.
Oh, for sure.
Because there's no fucking way Sam is fighting any of these cosmic people.
Yeah. You keep Sam on the ground, though. Sam is gonna be like President Captain America.
Again, that's why I'm saying the going cosmic make no sense unless you're going to do it separately. Unless you're going to tell me that technically, because of how you wrote it, Eternals comes in the timeline after that movie for the basis of watching it. But like you said, the Eternals is separate.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like I said before, if these cosmic shows, like let's say Miss Marvel comes out and then they do all this other shit, the only way, like, what if that's a separate universe? Like, you know how they have the Ultimates and then 616? Like, what if that's the Ultimates version? And then that's how they introduce, like, Miles Morales and all these other people with the cosmic energies, and then like,
you know what's crazy?
Like they make the multiverse and Kang comes and he's trying to conquer it, and they have to dismantle the multiverse in order to defeat Kang, to bring it back to one universe. And that's how you get rid of all the cosmic people, and you have Miles Morales come in and those other people, and they reset basically our universe.
You know what's
weird?
Because
they did that in the comic.
No, check this out. You know what's weird? Them bringing in Toby and Andrew kind of makes this MCU world the Ultimates world. Like, especially if Tom Holland steps down and then we go to Miles. Like, this hasn't been Earth 616 the entire time. So that's going to be a whole nother loophole, because bringing in Toby and Andrew is like, technically, if we're looking at comic book origins, like, technically they're the real Spider-Man. Like, this whole Civil War shit that they did for Spider-Man, they had to do because of license issues, and they had to bring in Spider-Man where he can fit in. But, like, if we're really looking at Toby and Andrew are the same Spider-Man. They made it sound like they were from different universes to make it cute and make it interesting and make it a multiverse, but they represent the same Spider-Man story, just done a little different. Tom Holland was totally nuts. So bringing in them dudes here kind of makes this world the Ultimates, or the Ultimate Universe.
For a little clarification, I understand it's easier to just do the 616 comparison.
Correct.
But for clarification, the MCU is actually designated Earth 1999999.
Okay. So what does Mysterio say, that he's from 616?
No, that's propaganda.
Yeah, he was lying, and he just. So that's one of the things.
So that was a stupid troll. It was a stupid troll.
I think so.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Troll?
They put it in there just for us to go. They said 616.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't mean anything.
Gotcha.
It's why I'm saying that the way we should be watching it is just we have information that is irrelevant to the movie, and it's for us to be like, this happened.
Kind of like how you went into Spider-Man, just too much info.
Because if you think about it, all of the people that technically came from the other universe that he had to bring back were all fake people. They thought there was no for Mysterio.
Oh, okay.
They were all projections. They were projections of fake bad guys.
Yeah.
So he made this whole elaborate scheme.
Elementals are real though.
There's Hydro Man, and all that other shit.
He made it up though. But you know what? That makes me think even more that this is the Ultimates world then. Because I was talking about this with somebody, and they were like, well, but they bought different Spider-Man from different universes. And it's like, again, the too much knowledge, Cap, that you're talking about. It's like, well, yeah, but like, Tobey and Andrew were trying to tell the same story. That's like the same Spider-Man. They just picked it from different points, but like it's not 3 universes. It's Tobey and Andrew and Tom.
Actually, no, it is 3 separate universes. Because
they're trying to tell the same story, though.
Yeah, but Tobey's web shooters are organic.
Yeah, of course. You gotta make it that. But like those were weird directing choices. But like all I'm saying is that Tobey. So after Tobey Maguire, they reboot the story of Spider-Man. They're still trying to tell that original Spider-Man story, as opposed to Tom Holland. They had to bring in Tom Holland how they could, and they used comic book stuff, Civil War, One Day After, whatever that's called. I always forget the name. But like, that's a totally different Spider-Man story. You can't compare those to what Tobey. One More Day. You can't compare those to what Tobey and Andrew were doing. So technically, Tobey and Andrew's the same, supposed to be the same universe. It's the same story.
I know he didn't kill Mary Jane, Andrew Garfunkel.
No,
because he was with Gwen Stacy. He was with Gwen Stacy.
So that could be a technical different
universe.
But also,
it's not a different universe. Gwen and MJ is all part of the same universe.
No, but they're completely different universes.
But at the time of their age, they were going out with them at the same time.
So like in the Spider-Man comics, Cap,
he goes out with Gwen Stacy first.
He meets Gwen first, and then he meets MJ later.
Yeah.
So it's still the same story that they were trying to tell, but at different times with their own different directorial spins.
He meets MJ first, and then he meets Gwen.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like the reboot, The Amazing Spider-Man isn't sequels, they're reboots, but they're rebooting the same thing. You couldn't do that in the MCU with Tom Holland. They had to fit him into Civil War.
There's no Oscorp in the MCU universe.
Exactly.
And she's not Mary Jane. She's MJ Watson. She's some other.
Exactly. So
but she is a variant of Mary Jane.
So that's what I'm saying. Exactly my point. Like Tom Holland's story is totally different. Yeah. But there was Oscorp in both Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. Well, sorry, Tobey and Andrew Spider-Man is what I mean, right? There was both the Uncle Ben death. There was both the Aunt May. They had different girlfriends at the time. But like, that is just, they're trying to tell the same Spider-Man story, just different little nuances, as opposed to, Spider-Man. The first time we see this kid was Civil War. They had to fit him in a weird way.
You do know that the multiverse theory accounts for 2 universes being almost identical, except for one thing changed.
I get that.
But 2 separate universes.
What I'm trying to say, though, they weren't thinking about universes when they rebooted Spider-Man. Again, this is the same thing you're saying about the too much info. But my point is that they were trying to tell the same story.
Yeah.
They were trying to. They picked different girls. They might have picked different things. They might have said, but those 2 are technically the same Spider-Man. The fact that they directed it different and there was 2 different sets of movies, you can play it off as some multiverse shit. But technically, there's 2 Spider-Mans out there because Tobey and Andrew were really trying to do the same story. They just did it different. And they made it work for the MCU and bringing all of them in. But bringing in Andrew and Tobey, as cool as it made shit, it also made shit very weird because it's like you said, we were watching his origin the entire time. So like now this clean slate that they're trying to do comes with so many questions. You know what I'm saying? So now we really got 3 Spider-Man. Look at Cap. Look at Cap.
No, you were talking about plot holes.
Yeah. I mean, I still love that movie. I think still it's a 10 out of 10. But
I'll tell you right now, all the whole thing, like Toe Tags was saying, if they just mentioned one thing here and there for Eternals, it would have been good. This mention, it's going to be beneficial for the entirety of the MCU. If the next time we see Spider-Man, he is going by the name of Ben Reilly.
Oh, shit.
That fixes all your plot holes.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
so wait, what Spider-Man would that be? What Spider-Man would that be, though?
Superior Spider-Man? No, that's Doc Ock, right?
No. What I'm trying to say, you said the next time we see Spider-Man, he shows up as Ben Reilly. So are we talking about Tom Holland Spider-Man being Ben Reilly? Holland. Or just okay.
Yeah, Tom Holland is going by the name Ben Reilly.
So explain Riley.
All right, so Spider-Man, they did the Clone Saga. Well, we found out that Spider-Man had a whole bunch of clones made. There's 2 of them that are like the dominant ones that survive.
Yeah.
There's Kane, who becomes the Scarlet Spider, who is all black and red and badass.
He's badass.
He's bigger. He's stronger. He's meaner.
He will take you out.
Yes.
He will kill. Yes. Confirmed. Yeah. Yes.
Then you have Ben Reilly, who is the exact replica of Peter Parker and might actually be the real person. I don't know if they cleared it up, but the last I read, they left it ambiguous enough that Ben Reilly might actually be the actual person, and Peter Parker is the clone. But Ben becomes, I think, the Spectacular Spider-Man.
He has like the blue sleeveless hoodie with the red under. So sick.
No, so that's another version of the Scarlet, but he's got the one where it's all like it's the red and blue, but it's the bigger black spider that goes around the top of the torso. So if they say that he's using that name, then you don't have to worry about Social Security, passports.
Damn, that'll be fucking nuts.
All that, because you could posit that when Doctor Strange did the spell, everybody forgot. In the time it took from Peter Parker to walk from that spell happening to where he goes into the apartment, you can posit the fact that, he already went and got a brand new identity. Because he saw he had to. Because the book went away, all the videos went away, everything that doesn't show his face, everything that doesn't show his face stayed, but if it showed his face no longer exists. And you just clear it up by that.
Cap, that's a really good theory. That's a really good theory.
Is this Spider-Man you talking about?
Yep, that's Ben Reilly right there.
Okay.
But Ben Reilly also has the hoodie right down there too.
This one?
Look, yeah, look all the way to the left, the third row. He has the hoodie. Yeah, I love that hoodie.
That's the original Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, I love that shit. I love that costume.
I think that's Kane.
No, doesn't Kane get the red and black one?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
It's weird with the naming because everybody fucking takes everybody's name at some point.
But I love how that fucking costume looks, man. It's a hoodie. It's a sleeveless. That shit is so badass. One of my favorites, man. Is that a picture of him slamming Scarlet Spider, the other Scarlet Spider? The second one to the right, in the bottom? Who's he slamming? Is that Daredevil?
Yeah,
that is the Scarlet Spider. Yeah, that's.
Jeez. So that's Kane then.
That's sick. That's a sick drawing.
Yo, look up Kane.
Oh my God, beastly. Put Spider-Man Kane. Yeah.
Kane or Cane?
I think it's with a C.
CIN. It's CAIN. Okay. All right. Dude is a menace. He looks so badass. Yeah, and look, oh my God, look at that big ass shit there. He goes like super rogue and just like starts like fucking murdering people. It's so sick. It's a pretty sick costume too. Look at the issue. To the right, all the way to the right, first row. Look at that.
This one?
Yeah. The death of Kane. Yeah, he has like something happen to his face. He looks gritty. Love it.
Oh, at last, the one true Spider-Man revealed.
That's what Cap was talking about. They might just be like, nah, Ben Reilly was the real one the whole time. Peter Parker's the freaking the clone. That would be a mind fuck for the ages.
Yeah, judging by the fact that we're now in 2022 and Peter Parker's still around, I think they went with Peter Parker being real and Ben's the clone.
Yeah, well, I still think you have a really cool theory, and that would clear up a lot of stuff. Maybe it might add more questions, though.
No, the only question it would add is how to get the new ID, which can easily be answered somewhere else.
I mean,
he had to make up a persona like, yo, I'm Peter Parker. Like, there's no record of it.
He can't go by Peter Parker. Yeah, like
he probably sees somebody like a deceased person named Kane, and it's like, oh, this is me. I was in the blip.
I'm Ben Reilly. I just came back. I lost all my records.
Yeah, I was in the blip.
I actually love that. It'd be sick. It'd be cool. I think it's a good little theory.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
Did they ever say Aunt May's last name?
No. They don't even show her birthday. Oh. Yeah. I mean, she's May Parker.
Yeah, but only because she married Ben Parker.
Because she married Ben, but they never say like the real name. I don't think so.
Because I think the whole Riley thing was he took his uncle's first name and Aunt May's maiden name, and that's how he got Ben Reilly.
Maybe imagine like he has like the suitcase that has the BJP, and he's like thinking of a new name. And he just goes, "I've always liked Ben," And it sucks that Tom Holland never mentioned Ben once, And man,
he doesn't have one.
It's weird. It's so weird. But like, even if like May would have been like your uncle always used to say, do we just so Tom Holland don't got a Ben Parker?
Nope.
That's so. I mean, but the suitcase says his name. It has the initials. It says Benjamin. I think the middle name is J. Parker. It's BJP. Like they show it in Far From Home. The suitcase that he takes is his uncle's. Yeah, they just never mention him by name, which sucks. I wish May would have been like, and like your uncle always said, with great power comes great responsibility. Remember, it wasn't until No Way Home that he mentioned that spider. I mean, I think he mentioned it in the first one, but they really go into it. He's like, ever since that spider bit me. That's like the first time he said that.
Dude, again, that's the thing where I say we got to stop trying to watch for the interconnectivity. Yeah. We just watch the story as it unfolds, and then on our own, we find the interconnectivity. Yeah. They don't need to keep telling us because you're never going to be able, you're going to bog down the movie. If you're like, hey, here's our story. And by the way, we know about the 10 rings, and we know about the Easter Island head, and we know about Thanos, and we know about this, and we know about that. It's easy to show the blip because that affects all the non-playable characters, the NPCs. Mm-hmm. The Easter Island egg doesn't affect NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi doesn't affect them. Like all the other shit has no effect. So to try to keep tying every little thing in,
So do you think Marvel backed themselves into a corner when it was like, yeah, it was cool to link everything, but now it's kind of like, well, now we're expecting you to link everything. So even when you don't link anything, we're thinking you're linking it,
Yes. Yeah. They took so this is again like I've been saying for the last couple of weeks with fandom. The fandom ruined it.
I mean, but doesn't fandom always ruin everything? God damn it,
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I looked it up. Her name is just Maybelle Parker.
No maiden name or nothing?
Yeah, but her maiden name is Riley in Marvel, but just in the MCU, she's just Maybelle Parker.
Okay,
yeah. So maybe she's the biological aunt, and the uncle, Ben, was like a boyfriend of hers or something, and he's just like, remember the time she dated Riley? I'll take that name.
I mean, I'm upset that they never did mention him. And then, I mean, they change shit. Like, bro, okay, we talk enough about Eternals. I'm ready to talk about Ms. Marvel a little bit. Okay. Right? So, like, first of all, incredible trailer. I hate The Weeknd, but I've been singing that song in my head since I've seen that movie. It fits perfect. What's it called? Blinding Lights? Great song choice. That's how you know it's a great song choice. Because I hate The Weeknd, and I'm telling you it was a good song choice. But they clearly changed this girl's powers. Okay? She's still stretching out, but it's cosmic now. It's cosmic.
Here's the thing.
So I know why they're doing it. I know why. But what do you feel about the change?
Initially, I was like, this is fucking stupid. If they're worried about Reed Richards, we got fucking 2 Iron Men. We got 1 billion fucking super soldiers. We got 18 gods.
2 Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 Captain Americas.
In a pear tree.
But I just came, as you were talking about it, I just came to the realization. What is her power set? Right? She's an Inhuman that can embiggen. Right? She can make certain parts of herself.
They call it shapeshift, but it's not shapeshift.
She calls it embiggening.
Yeah, right? It's elongating.
Yeah. So she can do that. But if you read deeper into it, what she actually is doing is she's pulling, right? She's pulling mass from other versions of herself, from other multiverses, in order to give her the mass to which she grows larger and stretches and all that shit. So, what if, because they can't use the Inhuman shit.
Yeah.
Because the Marvel TV side fucked that up.
Oh, God.
So what if, instead of being Inhuman, the gauntlets, whatever they have, that does the same shit.
Yeah.
She's getting mass from other fucking dimensions.
From the multiverse, and it's purple. Yeah. It fits perfect.
And she does the exact same thing, only the catalyst for it is different. If they do that, I'm on board 100%.
I'm fine too.
My only problem is this is the first ever fucking thing that Marvel has done that feels like it's for teenage girls. I'm like, I'm not the audience for this show.
So like Marvel always, in a way, every Marvel thing is made for kids. You know, some shit is darker than others. You know, the Netflix stuff, that's just a completely different ballgame, right? But like MCU stuff, for the most part, it's kid friendly. That's where the bucks are. You bring the kids to the movies. It's just as adults and people who used to read comics, you guys finally did a good job at bringing comics to life. So we're going to rock with you. But this does feel like the youngest crowd. And not even the youngest crowd. I'm going to be a little bit more specific. This feels like it's going to like the TikTok crowd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, granted,
this
era. Now, granted, all that aside, I love the high school thing that they're doing. I'm a big fan of rom-coms. I said it here before, and Superbad, and that's not a rom-com. I mean, technically it is. It's just rated R.
Yeah.
So I love the high school stuff. I love all the She's All That. Can't Hardly Wait. I love it. I love those movies. So I'm gonna give it a shot, but this does look like some Dear Diary shit going on. Like, but that's kind of like my favorite thing. The about it. It's like my favorite thing and kind of like the weirdest thing about it. You're 100% right, Cap. This is for a very specific audience, but I do like that she says, my favorite line in the whole thing, it's the most popular line in the whole trailer, when she says, it's not usually the brown girls from Jersey that get to save the world. That automatically caught me. Like, yes, let's go, girl. Let's do it. And so I've been seeing a lot on the gram and Reddit and shit like that. And people are calling this the diversity play. And I can tell you a few reasons why it's not. First of all, like, did you watch Eternals? No, you didn't. I understand. The best character in the Eternals was Indian. The best. Yeah. Karun.
Yep.
Not Kango, Karun.
Yes.
So
I am very biased to the humans.
Yes. How good was that line? How good? So clearly, and Marvel has, shown time and time again that they can handle race. I believe so. But let's talk about it. Number one, Kamala Khan is just a cool character in her own right. She's a big fucking geek that loves superheroes and gets a shot to be a superhero. Hello. We got a whole thing there. Hello. Number two, she is integral to Captain Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Miss Marvel's is coming out. You gotta put Kamala in there, right? Number 3, they just did the Marvel game, Marvel's Avengers, the weird fucking live service game, which I played a lot. I put like 150 hours into that. But like, she is the star of that game, and she's incredible. This isn't a diversity play. I got more reasons. I'm not going into it, but I don't think this is a diversity play. I think it's right on time.
Here's what I have to say about that. The diversity play fucking gatekeeper of fandom motherfuckers.
Oh, God. It's so frustrating.
Kamala Khan is already an established fucking character that has earned her way into the annals of superheroes.
Yes.
They're just making another fucking superhero thing with another character.
And not only
if this
that,
was an original shit, maybe you got a fucking point. But hey, guess what? Not everybody in this world is a white fucking male, asshole.
Exactly.
And you know,
it's always the white people, man. Like, bro, you're not even of color, bro. This representation is so important right now. And I'll let you go, to. But like another thing is like, bro, we have been not secretly but subtly introducing the Young Avengers. All of these shows are just introducing the Young Avengers. It's time for Kamala to come out. We got Kid Loki. We got the Wanda's kids. We got Patriot. We got Kate Bishop. It's time. This isn't diversity play. It is her turn now. Oh, God. It's so frustrating.
Also, a little fun fact. Most of the major cities in America are more diverse than the rest of the world.
She like, dog.
So when you have New York, New Jersey, there's more than one race there.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. When someone throws a penny in New York, they're hitting one person of color.
Most likely.
So if somebody's gonna find some shit that's gonna make them a superhero, it's gonna be one of us. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can we live? Can we live? Damn. Listen, I get that the world is a shitty place, and I get that people take advantage of this kind of stuff. But I feel that Marvel has time and time again proven that they can handle this and handle it classy. Black Panther, Falcon Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi. Like, bruh, it's so frustrating, man. Don't take this moment away from her. She's killing it. I see a lot of Kate Bishop in her, though. Did anyone get that? When she's like, are we just going to tell my whole future before lunch? Or I saw so much Kate Bishop in there. And I was like, yes, but that makes sense for Kamala because she idolizes these people.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And the kids nowadays are more fucking sarcastic than anything.
Than ever. The super back crowd.
Yeah.
You know?
And not for nothing, we went through a lot of shit in our life in real life. So when shit comes up to us as far-fetched, we're like, oh, okay. Yeah, sure. It's like whatever. So
we know the world sucks.
I kidnapped her and I forced her to eat the most expensive thing on the menu. Sure.
We know the world sucks, bro. But like, this is not a reach. It's time.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel 2's coming out. Young Avengers has been getting announced little by little. They just had the game, and Kamala Khan is badass. She is powerful. She's very strong. And she's integral, bro. I love how the trailer image at the end is issue 5. It looks so good. I said, wow. But yeah, I agree with you. The audience might be a little. This looks very Dear Diary, very teen girl, which I'm all for. The girls, let them have this moment, please. But like, I'm still gonna watch it because I like that high school shit. It's fun. Yeah. It's fun.
Yo, and we got like 18 other shows with guys. Moon Knight, fucking the Star Wars shit's coming out. Like, you can. First off, I want to see every hero you can throw at me.
Basically,
women, minority, men, aliens. I don't give a shit. Throw them at me.
Throw
them at me. This is a comic book shit. This is supposed to be everybody coming at you.
The more color, the better.
Yeah, and another thing, if you really, really enjoy comics and you're mad at this diversity shit, read an X-Men comic. Read an X-Men comic because you're on the other side of that, bro.
Yeah, for real.
Like in all honesty, like in history, there's sides. The racists and then the rest of them. You're on the other side. You're not the rest of us. Because that's the issue there. That's the issue. You're a fucking racist. You got a problem with that. I'll say it.
And you trying to make it look like it's someone else's problem. Like someone else is doing something wrong.
Love yourself and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. All right?
Here's the fucking thing. 300 billion people on this fucking planet, or whatever the number is. A million. We're like fucking Skittles. You might get a group of the same color, but there's fucking vast different shits in there. Everybody can tell a story. But to go for what you were saying, or whatever brought up, the whole, like, what age range this is for. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you the difference for me. Runaways. I stopped watching Runaways. Mm-hmm. Because even though it was good, I stopped watching Runaways because I didn't think I was the target audience.
Yeah.
And the story wasn't strong enough for me to continue watching. Yeah. But on the same token, there's a TV show on Disney Plus called Big Shot. It is a very, very good show. It is not targeted to me or to Toe. We are not the target audience for that. But the story they told was universal enough and was deep enough that we watched the entire episode, the entire season. We're waiting for season 2 to come out. If Miss Marvel leans more in that direction, where, it's for younger people, but the story being told is still good, I'm on board. If it goes the Runaway, where it's just like it's all for the youngins, and we don't expect you to watch because it's Marvel.
Yeah, young for the sake of young. But I mean, it is different than what they're doing. We have these shows, all 4 or 5 shows are very different from each other. So like, I have a personal bias to the High School Movie. In fact, I just watched Superbad the other day, and I watched Can't Hardly Wait like 3 months before. So I do like that.
I honestly think Big Shots will become one of your new favorite shows if you haven't already seen it.
It's on Disney Plus.
I will check it out.
Yeah.
I will check it out.
I give you a brief synopsis. John Stamos is a college basketball coach who has a temper tantrum, throws a chair, does some other shit. So they essentially fire him, and the only job he can get coaching basketball is coaching an all-girls high school team.
Oh, okay. That does sound cool. It's some Mighty Duck shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yo, isn't this homegirl from Smallville? Is that not her?
No.
Oh, Roswell. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. I remember her. Yeah, she looks. Yeah, I'll give this a shot. I mean, if you guys tell me to watch something, I'm very confident in it. Yo, like, even if we don't see completely eye to eye, I'm pretty sure I'll find some enjoyment in it. You guys telling me it's a watch?
Dude, I'm telling you, it was appointment viewing for us when we were like, yo, what's for dinner? Like, what's dinner? What are we watching? We're like, well, we got a couple of Big Shots. Let's go.
Nice. How many seasons?
So far, just one. Right? It came out like
hour-long episodes?
Maybe half hour to an hour. I don't know.
Yeah, you could see it fast. You could see it
because right now I'm very into these like light watches. I just did most of the Defenders on Netflix. This is an hour a piece. So right now, like I've been watching the Shenmue anime. Funny you mentioned the Dreamcast. I don't know if you guys ever played Shenmue on the Dreamcast, but that game was ahead of its time. It was very different from the action-y type of games and shit. Yeah. But they're doing
like
an anime
48 minutes.
Oh, those are beefy. Those are beefy episodes. But anyways, I am happy about Miss Marvel. Let's get a new fucking show in here. Give me whatever you want. Let's see how I hope that we start getting more like, okay, clearly you're doing Young Avengers. let's start getting a mention of, because they just said it. Oh, we're not gonna do any more Avengers movies, but we didn't say Young Avengers, so it's like you know. So like, let's finally start getting them out there. Let's see her interact with one of them. Maybe Kate Bishop comes to the school to talk about her archery trophies or something. So let's get there, because you guys have been dangling that carrot since January 2021. So let's see it.
Word.
And please I want to see more Kid Loki, like, now. Kid Loki was so fun. I need to see more of that kid, bro.
Yeah. And the alligator Loki. The alligator Loki was gangster.
Love alligator Loki. Biting hands off.
Word.
Yeah,
so
Loki was the best, though.
None of the questions were answered, but a lot of the stuff was, MCU, we gave you a way out. Somebody already stole our fucking Batman show with the Waynes.
Yo, which is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, somebody stole our shit. So MCU, we gave you a fucking way out. Somebody owes us fucking money. Damn, I don't give a shit.
It's just that we don't have $1 million to put it into production.
Yeah, no fucking bitches.
To be fair, they've probably been talking about this for a long time.
No, to be even more fair, we have proof. Yeah, I even made a thumbnail for the shit, and there's a video on the fucking YouTube.
Damn.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Who's making that shit? Who's I don't even I saw it look so plain.
Yeah, fucking assholes. Webtoon official.
Can you bring it up right fast? I actually think they're like they're gonna show superhero stuff, so it might be a little different for what we're talking about, but still, it's our idea. You stole it. No, if you can't put it up, we got 5 minutes. Don't even worry about it.
Introducing creator profile coming in March. I don't think this is I don't even think they made some shit. This is hold up. So this is the actual page of the people, but I don't see the Wayne shit here.
No, the website you're on is an overall site. Webtoons is not one person. It's a site where you can put up your things.
Oh, so it is some regular people just who made this and are putting it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm pissed. Let me read. Hold it. Oh my God, this really is our show. Let me read the synopsis. Go up, please. Okay. Batman needs a break, but with new vigilante Duke Thomas moving into Wayne Manor and an endless supply of adopted, foster, and biological superhero children to manage, Bruce Wayne's gonna have his hands full. Being a father can't be harder than being Batman, right? This literally is our fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean, this looks like they've been planning it for a while, though.
Well, episode 1 is September 8th, 2021.
Yeah. So we stole their idea.
No. We made it better because I'm pretty sure he's not texting Joker, and I don't know who the fuck this kid is. And
I'm pretty sure they're showing. Suits. Yeah, they're wearing suits, and our Batman only has a tank top on with the mask.
Yeah. Our show is way better than this fucking show. I don't give a shit.
And that show doesn't look like it could be rated R like ours. Because ours is going to be rated R.
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing.
And with 2 minutes left, I just want to say that I want to rewatch The Batman so bad. Can I tell you something, guys? So, we watch all the MCU movies. Some of them stay in your mind, right? Yep. The Batman has stayed in my mind more than the last couple of MCU movies, besides maybe Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm thinking more about it than Shang-Chi. I'm thinking more about it than Eternals. I need to watch this movie again.
Yo, this is the closest comic book Batman that I've seen.
I need to watch this flick again, bro.
Shit, not to be the contrarian all the time, but The Batman is probably the first Batman movie I've ever seen where I'm like, I got it. I think I'm good. If I don't have to see it again, I think I'm good.
I need
to see it again. Just to understand a couple of things, I need to see it again. But it is a movie that's like, yo, you enjoyed your meal, man. Get out of here. Wait for the next time.
Yeah.
It might be a movie that you don't need to watch over and over. I need to. I want to. I want to have Batman like just playing in the background.
Yeah, I get it. Because you know what the thing is, like Watchmen.
Eternals.
Watchmen is a movie that like either you like it the first time or not, but the more you watch it, like, oh, I get it. I can in the background.
I actually need to go back and watch it. So it's funny because I can't put something like Civil War or Infinity War in the background because I'm always gonna look and get distracted. But something like Eternals is kind of low, chill vibes, kind of like Batman, low, chill vibes. Like if Batman were to be playing on HBO Max or something, I'd just put it on. Yeah. Obviously, the second watch, I want to like really watch it though, but I don't know. I need to watch that movie again. Yeah. It's so good.
No, I hear you.
I want to watch it again.
Joe brought up Watchmen. I've only seen Watchmen one time.
I've seen it once. I should go back because I talk a lot of shit about Watchmen, even though I shouldn't because it's been a while. But I don't want to see blue dick everywhere.
I hear you.
That shit was everywhere. Yeah. And it's not because it's a dick. That's not the problem. Like, there's tons of movies. It's because it's blue. It's ill.
And it's a fucking weird. And it's a giant one. Like this dude is like 90 feet tall, just swinging dick.
I've seen movies where they show penises, but this guy's penis was everywhere.
Yeah, like we know you can do this and evaporate people. Why the fuck you walking around with your dick out?
Like in a comic book movie, I don't want to see titties like that. Don't ever put no titties in the MCU.
Well, it depends on who the actress is.
I don't want to see them all day though.
But maybe the first 45 minutes.
I don't want to see none of that. Like, bro, there's places and time for shit like that.
So
not
in
comic book movies. Huh?
You didn't watch X-Men then?
The blue sits from
walking around nude.
She has her like little tattoos and scars to like cover it up though.
But she is nude.
You can't see areola.
That doesn't mean anything.
Well, I mean, you see. Complete dick.
You could come. Yeah, because you see head. You see head and
the
balls
and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. At least there's there's women who
you just
like
the
paint
form.
themselves to like. I'm seeing form. I don't see nipples and areola. I don't need that in comic book movies. Me personally. Now, if you're doing something like The Boys, show all the dick you want, which I guess it kind of makes sense because The Boys is basically Watchmen. But man, it was so weird. It was a lot of dick. A lot. I don't want to see boobs, ass, tits in my comic book movies. I don't want to see them having sex. I mean, Daredevil and them did that kind of stuff. Like, I don't need to see that. Even in Luke Cage, when he's like getting with the police officer, I'm like,
like in Eternals.
I don't need this. Not for this. I don't need it.
In Eternals, when they did that whole love scene, it was like, all right.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
We can assume they're having sex.
Yeah, I didn't need to see Cersei's side boob. I'm just like that. Like, bro, on Instagram, right? Like, I got homies, and I ain't trying to talk shit about my homeboys. They're men. They're just, I got homeboys always sending me like pictures of like video vixens, and it's like, like, dude, don't send me porn. That's weird, man. I know where to find it. I don't follow these women for a reason. You feel me? I don't want to open up my phone in Walmart and some boobs sticking out all over the place.
Yeah.
You be lucky you missed the opening segment of our last watch along.
What for Free Guy?
Yeah, I think it was before Free Guy. Yeah, where Krills just went on a torrent about looking at other men's dicks.
Well, he wanted to?
No, he's asking like if I've ever seen his dick, or if we just like showed each other our dicks, or if you looked at another man's dick or something, it's like.
We was kids, stuff happening. I flashed my boys a couple times. That's different.
No, but he's talking about now.
I'm not fucking walking around with it out though. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. If Mr. Manhattan would have done a quick, Cool. But my man is just literally like, put some underwear on, man. We get it. You're this incredible person. And I get it. Even if it was a woman, like, yo, cover up. Cover up. We don't need to see this. Put it away. You know? It's a comic. It's a hero movie. But I get it. Watchmen was PG-13 or R? I think it was PG-13.
I think it was MA.
You can't show
Watchmen was MA.
Yeah, I think it's MA. You can't show dick like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no. Watchmen was rated R.
Okay. NC-17?
Maybe.
What was it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Wait,
a lot of dick.
Fuck?
Yo.
Is it The Watchmen?
No, there's a TV show.
It's just Watchmen.
Also...
No, because I got Watchmen and there's a Becky here and then there's a Israeli shit.
It's a R. It's R. Is this triple R? What's happening here?
Yo,
there's three R's.
Just to get off of before we get off the subject, I wonder if Billy Crudup, the actor who played Miss Manhattan, I wonder when they showed him the design, if he turned on and was like, there's one area we could fix. Let's make an adjustment to a certain area, and then
a little bit of more girth, a little bit more length. No, yeah, I mean. They probably told him like, yeah, we're gonna do some shit because that's all CG'd after, that's all post, right? So,
but he probably at one point was in it like, so it's all gonna be CG, right? And he's probably like, we could, make it, let's just fix it up a little, right? We could do something.
I would be uncomfortable as an actor with that because it's like you could do a sex scene. Again, I don't want it in superhero stuff, but it happens. But like, man, that shit was everywhere. 5 minutes it go by, we see this guy dick swinging everywhere. I think we went to the theaters to watch that shit. Me and the fellas.
You watched it in 3D?
Man, that dick was huge on that screen. David Hayter was a writer in this movie? Sick.
Who?
I didn't know that. David Hayter. He was a writer in this movie. David Hayter is the voice of my favorite video game character of all time, Solid Snake. Sick. Oh, man. And he's known for writing screenplays of X-Men, X-Men 2, and Watchmen. Look at you, David Hayter. Nice. Yeah, he does the voice for Solid Snake and Liquid Snake and... No, he doesn't do Liquid Snake. He does Solid Snake and Big Boss. Yeah. Sick. All right. But that was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. We're going over.
Yeah. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think we said everything we needed to say.
Yeah, we did. There was a lot of stuff. The packed episode.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks everybody for pulling up. Kenny, good luck tomorrow, brother. Excited for you guys, man.
Tomorrow,
so excited for you guys, Buff Bagwell. Son, my friend Jose and I used to do all the fucking time, that little dance he did, bro. It's like a shimmy. Like, he super underrated.
Yeah.
Super underrated in the NWO, man. Him and Eric Bischoff. I was a Bischoff fan. Bischoff was doing some cool hand stuff. Pause. But like, yeah, very Buff Bagwell, very underrated, bro. I'm super excited for you guys. Good luck, man, and set up a really good episode for this man, bro. Have him bring all the boys moving forward.
We're gonna try, and it's gonna be live. So if you can catch it, it's gonna be live at 7. Yeah.
Even if I'm lurking, I'm in there. I'll be there. All right, y'all boys.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Yo, friendly neighborhood knucklehead signing out. Peace, everybody.
Night, everyone.